We should be live. Uh, Hello everyone. Welcome to today's stream. I'm gonna refresh the stream on my second monitor. There we go. So I can keep track how the stream's going. So you might be wondering why what's it called? Back in Sprite. One thing I was wanting to do, but like I didn't get it done in time, is I wanted to, take care of all of, like, Tails' sprites from... Where is it? I get a music. This sprite sheet by the Crush Joy-Con. This is really good, and I think it really fits the style. But... What's it called? Right now, I'm just going in and importing those animations over... and using, like, the Sonic import as a base. Yes, indeed, Ethan. It's Sonic 1 time again. But one thing I gotta make sure I do. Delete frames that would have no animation for them. Like, for example, the roll. Sonic's roll is 5 frames, but Tails' is 3. Like, these sprites look so good. I wish... Oh, when it came to the remakes of Sonic 1, they gave Tails custom sprites like these, since these are amazing. There was 2 options I was going to do when it came to Tails' sprites. I went with this one, because I personally think it fits the style more, and it has its own character to it. There is another sprite, Sonic 1 style Tails. When originally, when I was going, when this update for the sheet first came out, you were unable to use this without permission. I asked, they said, no, I don't want you to be using this for something that'd be open source. I think it's something along those lines. I respected it. But they did give me permission to use the older version of the sprite sheet. But I'm just not using it, since I really like the Crush Joy-Cons. And it's just important to remember, anytime you're working on a project, make sure to give credit to the people you use sheets from. It's just like the best thing to do. And it's, it makes you seem like you have respect for the community. I really like what they did left. What did you find out about Sonic 3? Get rid of brief. Spring. Xbox Live Arcade version of Carnival Night Act 1. Let's take a look at that. No, we're not going into File Manager. There. Oh, so... what's it called? All of this stuff. One thing, I found this out like a long time ago, like when I was like 12 or something. But keep in mind that lots of the times when it comes to Silva Gunner, like yeah, I think they do like actual rips, but lots of the stuff they do is like remixes and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, like lots of the stuff is like remixes, stuff like that. We can like check, grab a Sonic, go back there to the Sonic 3 playlist. Uh, for example, let's go. So we got like actual rips. I was lying. But you see like how these are like different and stuff. Yeah, but like this is how a lot of Silva Gunner stuff is. So yeah. Do you keep in mind when it comes to that stuff? Use like when it comes to Silva Gunner, it's most likely just something pulling your leg. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it does sound like it could be official. But I'm pretty sure mostly anything that's on Silva Gunner's channel is like remixes and custom stuff. And that's just something you should keep an eye out for. But mainly, right now, we're just lining up Tails' sprites. He's blue because we're, like, using Sonic's sprites directly, and we set this up the first stream. So, Sonic's sprite image is an indexed, so it follows by a specific color palette. So let's say I wanted to do like a purple, it's not going to be purple, it'll be a different color. But we can mainly use like stuff like on Sonic's sprite to help align this stuff up. It's just fun working with sprites. If that is there, we got the center frame. And we're going to see how we should line this up. Goes a bit lower. To keep his nose consistent height. Okay. It should work well. Right here, although blue shoe tails works well, we don't do blue shoe, we just do blue tails. Which blue shoe tails was just a hoax. But like, it's nice looking. Like, it doesn't have to be real to be good. And we're gonna do the same, we're gonna flip this. Horizontal. Okay, blue lines up there. With this grabbing animation, these sprites look really good for it. We're just gonna line up the hands. Try to keep them mostly center. Oh, you want to have the hands at the same spot as they are on Sonic's sprite. Okay. Same thing here. Got the breathing sprite. Hello, Peppy. Welcome to the stream. Helps if I actually have GDevelop up so I can show you guys where we left off, since it has been a while since our last stream. What is it going to load? That's something that I was just working on the side. So we head to our stream. Not our stream. Yeah, our stream project. And where we left off... Was I full screen it? We got, like, basic player stuff. We got the spin dash, we got the super peel out. You can skid, roll, you can do a bunch of things. But also you can fall into and take damage, lose your range, stuff like that. And where we left off, we're working on spikes. Huh. That block right there has that stuff on it. Okay. So, we just fixed something slight. But now we go back to Tails. Grab his, air breathe sprite. Line it up roughly with Sonic's. We get the damage sprites. That's lined up pretty good, so we move on to the next frame. Make sure these are lined up. Move that down a bit. I'm not even on the right layer. There we go. Now we get our death. We're not doing the gray death. We just put the normal death sprite in. Like right here. We don't want to have them too low, but not too high either. Gonna hide Tails. Okay. Get our drown sprite. But if we wanted to be like Sonic 1 remakes, like the Origins remake, stuff like that, we would just go and... He does not have a drown sprite in Sonic 2. And since the Origins stuff was just a... What's it called? They put, like, basically Sonic 2 Tails in Sonic 1. Sprites, mechanics, everything. So he was basically no drown sprite. Okay, we can delete this frame. We got the ending frames, and then we got our victory jump. Grab our ending frames. Place them in. Lined up the same way as Sonic's. So we're just gonna copy that. Line it up exactly where Sonic's shoes line up. I'm going. We look back and forth, and then that's when we get the jump frame. I'm gonna edit, flip horizontally, make sure it's lined up properly, and then prepare for the final animation. him in. Recenter to the Sonic. And then we're good. Responding to Ethan. For some odd reason, I always thought Flying Battery was after Carnival Night and before Ice Cap Zone. If I'm correct, I think it was like the prototype ordering, where Carnival Night would launch you into Flying Battery. And then after Flying Battery, you go to Ice Cap Zone. Okay. Now, how do we want to handle the victory jump? Okay. What we're going to do for it, for now, as a placeholder, we're just going to have his continue icon here. This is for a placeholder, since I'm not going to be making the custom sprite for it this stream. Oh, we gotta make sure it's a placeholder, so we gotta scale it up to an ungodly level to make sure, hey, don't use this. And I'm gonna place this one in. So now, we're finished with all of Tails' base animations. We got basically two sets of animations we got left to do. We gotta do his flying stuff. And then we got to do a few more things. We're gonna make a bunch of blank frames. Grab our standing Tails, put him in. And then we're gonna activate this, which allows us to see the frames after. So what we're going to do is grab our flying tail sprite. Go. Grab this one. He usually pivots from behind, like his, the center of his butt, which would be like where his tails are coming from. That's where he'd normally pivot from. But we're going to just center him nicely. Do like stuff that makes sense. But that makes sense. And remember, if you're doing... No, not that. If you do... I forgot what I was gonna say, actually. Instead of using these tire sprites, I'm gonna do what Sonic 3 did, and reuse the, like, carry-tired ones for just the normal ones. It's a good way to, like, save some size on animation. Gotta sneeze real quick. Surprisingly, only once sneeze. That never happens with me. Here we got the tired sprite. Now we gotta do the swim stuff. I'm gonna make a few more frames. And in here. We got his swim. So we're just gonna put this all in. Why these are there? But we'll have to put tails on tails anyways. We're not gonna put all, like, the animations, make sure they all have, like, the tails part of the tail sprite. What day is the Sonic 4 movie coming out, Ethan? I'm gonna move these down by one, actually. 2, 3, 4. That it is a 4 animation. And we got our swim sprites. Well, the swim tired sprites. March 19th, 2027. That is a good date for that. Makes sense too. Okay. Now we have basically all of Tails' animations done. But there is one thing we don't have. His walking sprite, yes, he's got the tails to him. But I'm going to edit this slightly so his shoes not overlapping. Do the same thing here. And Mania does this, and I don't know what other classic games do it. Or, since some classic games, they just place the, like, tail sprite right over. But there's some that, like, actually make it so it makes sense, and, like, when your foot's, you know, would make sense to be behind it, it's behind it, and then vice versa. Okay. Just scanning through, see what else would need. Custom tail sprite. We can delete this frame. And then we add his flying tail. Not the most interesting thing on the planet, but it's something that's small that's gotta be done. To make sure this actually works. We'll place that there. I'll place this here. I'm gonna transfer it, flip it horizontally. Grab it and place it here. So that's going. What we're going to do, I'm gonna copy paste that, copy paste that. So we get those sprites, and they're there. Now we gotta do the swim. Until Sonic Origins, there was a cancelled version of Sonic 1. What do you mean by that? Tails is blue. Just because we just put Tails' sprites over, like, the Sonic sheet so you get them lined up roughly the same. And the blueness I have since, if you go down here, yeah, this is like his palette right here, this strip. This would be yellow for Sonic. And these would be Tails' custom colors. No. To respond to Ethan, no, that was not a cancelled version of Sonic 1. Knuckles in Sonic 1 was a ROM hack by, I think it was either Christian Whitehead or the Taxman, one of the two. And it just basically put Knuckles into Sonic 1. And those same people went on to make the mobile remakes, make Mania, make a bunch of things. I still need to play Penny's Big Breakaway as well. Rotate this. Okay, now we put the tails on the tails. Well, a ROM hack is an edit of, you know, the ROM for Sonic 1. So yeah, it was an edit of the original. Grab this one, boom. 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 So now we got most of his sprites in. But we need a few more, actually. what we're going to do, grab this frame again, go all the way to the end, and make a blank layer. Helps if we have... There we go. Now lift the sprite. And we gotta add, like, you know, the actual tail object. So we're gonna do, like, 3 basic variations of this. Make sure it lines up, makes sense. I'm gonna make 2, 3, 4, 5. Focus on. Hide the tails layer. There we go. And now we put all of these in order. Making sure everything's lined up all nicely. Currently, I'm just following how the sheet has them. So it's 4 for the idle. Interesting. Okay. This should go down by 1. It stays. And this can go down by 1 as well. Okay. Those tails are now just there. Now we gotta basically do the same thing, but lift the walking tails here. We're gonna yoink these. Make a few more layers. Not layers, frames. There we go. Put these smack in the center. Put them in a reasonable spot, and then we just continue on. Realizing I put these 2 on the wrong layer. There we go. Get our next sprite. Put it in. There we go. We got all 3 sprites. But now there is an additional version of these that we want to do. So, tails, like, tails are a separate object from itself. So, like, here you can go through, like, the look up, duck animations, all fine. But the rest of these, what's it called? So, like, you just, like, still have the same tail animation, so, like, the tails aren't flickering around, like, between animation frames. Like, running, walk, that has it. Here, this is when we would use, like, the moving tail. Well, if the roll, this is how this does points. We got to... Oh, we don't want to grab that. We want to grab our rolling animation. We're going to yoink it. We're going to copy and paste that frame. Put it here. And do the same for these frames. What we want to do... Copy, paste, and copy, paste. Basically, what we want to move this so it is... Oh, you don't have to worry about needing to say something. You could always just have fun and just chill. We're actually gonna remove these and re-put them in. Just so we have this, like, consistent box. What we're gonna do, here, make sure this box is on the line, remove it in that. Now we could do what we did again, clear these cells, and then we just put the tails on the up. we go. Now we got all of his animations. You could go on and say it if you choose to. I might know it, but like other people watching this video or watching it when it's live as it is now, they might not know what you're going to say. Off, oil, big as. The base, tails animation. Dubious depths. Sounds really familiar. I think that was a scrap zone in Sonic CD. Yes, it was a scrap zone in Sonic CD, if I'm correct. Make sure it is PNG files. Okay. Now we have our tails being tails. Oh, wait a second. We forgot to, you know, give him his palette. So we're just gonna close that. Open the normal sprite sheet. Go up here to his standing sprite. I'm just going to read these values. 36, 108. That's correct. That's correct, and that's correct. Okay. I'm gonna go and just copy these colors in. If I copy the right color, there we go. This. There we go. Now he is no longer blue. Cyber, you lied. I don't see any blue fox here. Like, I see, he's yellow. Orange, yellow, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And now we're going to resave the sprites. I'm just going to replace it like that. But now, we can do something really fun. What do you mean you're in 1 foot in your grave, Cyber? Wait, Cyber. We're just gonna put his sprites in. Ooh, that's not good. But don't be too worried about school. It's going to be your final year. And usually when it's your final year, if you've done everything right, once you went into high school, your, senior year will be pretty chill. Yeah, next Monday, so this upcoming Monday, I'm gonna be starting college. Most of my classes... yeah, you did get sidetracked really easily. But at least you weren't like some other people who, like, directly chose not to do their work. Roblox giving you a disconnected message, that can mean many things. Sometimes that means, like, you just got accidentally disconnected. Could mean that, like, Roblox, kicked you out, to kick you out, or they had to, like, give you a message. Or if... what's it called? If you'd get, like, banned or something, you would get kicked out as well. I got banned, for calling a kid in a VC lobby. I was being super annoying and rude to everyone. I think I was, like, in Catalog Avatar Creator. I called them a deformed fetus. Schlep. Who is Schlep? Cyber. Oh, yeah, wait, no, I know Schlep. Never mind. Didn't they, like, prevent him from using Roblox? Like, gave him a cease and desist? Because he was doing the right thing and catching creeps online. And if so, I know exactly what you're talking about. I watched, GDevelop talk about it. Hey. I heard stuff that they wanted to make Roblox a dating thing. What was the reason of disconnect, Ethan? I'm just waiting for Ethan to respond in chat. I know there is always a... Huh. That's an interesting message. Very interesting. I don't know what have caused that, like, I wouldn't say account age, because, like, you've had your account for a while, I assume. Since I know there is some games that prevent you from playing if your account age is too young. But I'm not sure. It could have been a bugged out message, too. What are the Forsaken ban messages? Since if a place can make ban messages funny, I think that's good. Makes it, like, lighthearted. Wow. That is a long time. Mine was, like, made a bit before COVID hit. Who knows? It reminds me of a Discord bot. Not really related to Forsaken, but a Discord bot that basically kept track of who was in, like, condo servers, stuff like that. That bot recently got banned. Animation looks kind of funky. I might have to space this animation out. Okay. Shift N, Shift N. What we're going to have to do... Delete that frame. Copy this one. Delete this one, paste that in. Copy, boom. That's nice. I would make a Discord server, but like, my community is not big enough for that. And plus, I don't want to spend my entire time moderating it. Since you're going to be like a public person and have a YouTube channel, well, not a YouTube channel, a Discord server for your channel, it is really wise to have it be moderated. Since you don't want bad stuff happening inside of it. Making sure these timings feel right. I'm gonna grab the swim. Is this one really 4 frames? That feels weird. It is. Interesting. Okay. It'll just be like this. Well, people don't really, like, platforms and stuff really don't want you to advertise other platforms on their platform. So it makes sense for them to, you know, like, hey, don't do this. Like, let's say, like, I go to, like, I don't know, like, Amino. Screw Amino, I'm glad it's dying. But if I go to somewhere like Amino and, like, promote my Discord, they wouldn't like that too much. And it makes sense. It's promoting, like, other platforms would get people off the main platform. Okay, it seems like us doing animations reset our points. So we're going to steal this one. Share all connection, no cancel. We're gonna go to victory jump, share all points, and then instantly turn that off. Oh, don't beat yourself up about not having no members into it. The communities take a while to grow. And you just gotta, like, have it be based on, like, the right topics and stuff like that, too. I completely forgot about the bot problem. But, like, yeah, bots, they suck. Sadly, there's nothing we could really do about it. But you know what we can do? Go here, go to our global variable, go to settings, and change base Sonic to base Tails. And then we could run a preview, and boom, we got our little man. Wait a second, he's not in the group. Helps if he was in the group. There we go. Oh, yeah. Stuff like that sucks. But hey, no, it doesn't suck. Tails being in the game now. Personally, like, I don't really join too many Discord servers, so I wouldn't join. And I don't want you plugging your Discord server in my stream. Okay. So we have an issue. Tails' spring animation is not working. So that means we referenced base Sonic animations instead of player animations. So we go back. And we go blank now. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it because, like, it's like what anyone would want. Like, you wouldn't want me, like, going promoting my stuff, like, on your YouTube channel, stuff like that. It's like, it's just not nice to do. Yeah. We got Tails. Or Miles, if you were in other regions. Okay. So we got him in, for the most part. Go, link this. And we gotta go to an asset that we haven't been to in a while. HUD related, HUD Lives Sonic. Let me just place this in. File, save as, HUD Lives, Tails. So we got that asset in. Let's go. Yeah, we got that asset in. So when we do work with like more intensive HUD stuff, we can use like Tails. Like everything works, he gets hit. But now we gotta, you know, do his additional tail animations. So what we do, we go into player effects, and we add 3 animations. We get, Tails dash idle. Loop these to be like in a reasonable speed. 6 would do. We're gonna grab 2. Phoenix, Rife, BR. How do you change Sonic and Tails? It's a variable. Yes, it is. Once I finish importing these sprites for Tails', you know, Tails, I'll show you how that's done. Since it's pretty simple. Okay. So, we got his... I shouldn't name them. Moving... No, not moving. Move, and then roll. Okay. So, we got all of his tail animations in. So basically, anytime we reference the player's graphics, we always reference this global group called player animations. This group has, like, our character sprites in it. So we go here. Everything is referenced, but at the very start of the scene, it grabs from, player animations, and then it creates an object based on your, like, current player name here, then underscore animations. And that just grabs whatever sprite we got. So now we can have Tails, have fun with him. But if we ever wanted to, on a flick of a few characters in a text prompt, we can change that to Sonic, and now we're Sonic. But right now, there is one slight issue. If we go here, go to Tails, you'd see Tails has one thing that he shouldn't have. He has a super peel out. But that's because we never, like, told the game, hey, turn off these abilities if you're this character, turn on these abilities if you're the other character. And that's an easy add. Since it's literally just reading the variable. One thing, Phoenix, the thing that makes this so easy to do is making sure everything is named the exact same throughout. All of Sonic's animations are the same names for Tails' animations. Until we get to, like, his custom, like, his own moves, like flying and swimming. Then, you know, we break up the names since Sonic does not have those. And since Sonic's our base character, we just go off of him. Okay. We're gonna change Tails to base Tails over here. Okay. So now, we are going to hide that. And now we're gonna do a little bit of magic. So, okay, variable value. It would be current character. Thank you. There is a few other fun GDevelop Sonic projects. There's someone that's like making their own like classic Sonic Genesis like framework. That's pretty cool. It's called the Encore framework. I checked that out if I were you. I don't think it's finished. Yes, it is. Just like with any game engine, as long as you try hard enough, it is possible to create a complete Sonic game. Or just a complete game in general. Pains, Tails. And then we're gonna go in here, grab an OR statement. And now we want to go through and see all of the animations where Tails needs his Tail sprite. So if it contains idle, if it contains board, look up, duck. Walking, he doesn't need it, a dash. A lot of these he needs them. Okay. Gonna have player animations is showing. Now we're gonna have to do a few things here. Grab animation by name, idle, boom. Grab a few more, board, which we can do, change it to contains board. Set this to up. What did you find off about the set AM? I'm gonna grab player effects. Hello, Tails Reverie. Welcome to the stream. Okay. What are we going to do? So it creates the object. Yeah, you got a point, but like that's what the community wanted to do. And with the trigger once here. So now we got those sprites all the way up there. Okay. Edit points. Oh, that's why they're all the way up there. We gotta go to player effects, go to edit points, and then we gotta change these. 9, 48, 57. Here, change this to 48, 57. And with this final one. 9, 48, 57. Okay. Now those sprites are correct. So it should spawn on us. It didn't. Okay. Player effects. I have to do something a bit sneaky with this one. We're gonna go here. Not base tail. We want player effects. Select. Base tails idle. Should undo. Base tails contains. Okay. Okay, actually, we're gonna change this up again. Trigger once. This. This goes bye-bye. Now we're gonna change the position of... Hello, Minion Official. Welcome to the stream. We're just messing... Before we, like, finish off Springs, I'm just importing, Tails' animations. Okay, it seems like... Okay, move this out of it. Or moving stuff around. What we're doing is player animations horizontally flipped. Invert this. So basically, what we're wanting to do is if the animation of the tail object contains base tails, this is created at the start of the scene. So it's created, then set the base tails idle, so it's able to carry these out because it contains base tails. But I'm just gonna change that to tails. So when it's idle, it sets to the base animation idle, and then it changes its orientation based on like what direction. We can add more. Be right back. Okay, I returned. I had to sneeze again. Okay, so we're gonna go through here. Go through all of our animations, just so we're not flopping tabs about. We got everything. We gotta do the skid sprite. The rolling. We can probably put the push on the push one. So we can set this to push. We could probably do balance as well. We have to do one thing that I forgot to do. It would always set itself behind the Z order of the player. So we're gonna go find Z order. Set to player animations Z order -1. Huh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, helps if we, flip the sprite, the direction we're facing. So now, this is basically how the Genesis games does it. It has a separate object for, like, the tails object. The reason why you see them, like, go, like, once we start moving, is because they're only, like, meant to be here while we're standing. Since that's how they're coded to be for the time being. Balance, we're gonna give a different position thing. Okay, we got skid. We're gonna copy this. Remove all of these. Set this to skid. I'm gonna set it to base tails move. We can move around, stop, and then boom, we got our back tails on it. Okay. That is the skid done. Rolling we're gonna save for later. Bin dash. So we're gonna set roll. Actually no, we're gonna do rolling now. Horizontally, no. It will forever go to this position. But we want to set its angle as well. Now we're going to just place this stuff here. Right down here. animations. We don't want that. We want to set it to called player effects. There you go. And just the player effects as well. Same with this one. Interesting. Oh, that's why. I set it to move, not roll. Okay. That's not going right. Gotta make sure our points are correct, which I don't think they are. They weren't, so we gotta set that to 0. The rest of these are set correctly. So now when we jump, we got our tails directly behind us. Now we know that works. There we go.
Come on, tail.
Now we gotta mess with this. Gotta take a look at angle again. Roll. Player collision. Player collision. It would be hedgehog character, and then we got movement angle. Now it rotates on a point. But that means for all these other ones, we gotta set it to 0. So now we got the choppiness, but it's just not in the right spot. Now what do we do? I think it is... thank you, Ethan. I'm gonna go back to the points, seeing what I did wrong here. Let's try setting this to 48. Yeah, it works. It is just messed up when it comes to rolling. So we're going to change this once again. So we're going to set this to what's it called? I'm thinking real quick. So player is on floor inverted. So this is like we get our constant like go around, since that's how the jump angle works here. I just made up a hilarious name for the place in the game itself. What's the name? Up to there, we want this. Angle. Monochromatic basis sound. Not too bad of a name. I'm gonna change this so R grounded. Convert that. This is if the player speed is greater than 0. Make sure we turn off the flipping. And put that at the bottom, put it at the bottom here. If it is less than 0, we activate flipping. There we go. We now got the tail object. I am going to do a bit of fun. Put that to yes. We set this no. And set it no here as well. As well to the rest of these. So that's roll. We got skidding. We got the idle. Hop around, have fun. And everything looks fine with his animation. Just remove the flip vertically part. Okay. We can always fix up how this animation looks later. Okay. Now we gotta do the spin dash now. I'm gonna set this to skid. I'm going to grab spin dash. So if we go in spin dash, it's right there, but that needs to be higher. So X to minus blank. We're going to make sure this is looping. There we go. This would be minus whatever times the game scale. So I'm just going to set this to 0. Just set it to gameplay scale. Add this to both. I'm gonna add it to... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it to these since this is what needs it. So we want to bring it back about 4 pixels. Bring it up about, I'd say 8. And there we go, that's basically right. We just don't bring it back that much, so we set it back to like 2. But here we do the same thing, but instead of bringing it back, we set it forward by 2. And the Y stays the same. There we go. Flying about. Well, not really flying, but he moves. Okay, that is the spin dash done. Pushing was fine. Balancing is not fine. We're going to do the same thing we did with spin dash. But you include this and put it here. Balance, we're going to set it to idle. We're going to move it back by 2. But keep it at the same Y scale. Well, the Y position. Sonic CD was my first experience with Sonic back in 2016. I don't remember what my first experience with Sonic was. It was years ago. Probably like when I was like 6 or something. Keep in mind that I'm 18 now, so it's been a really long time. Okay. We got balancing. Gotta make sure it works on the other side. Hop around, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. Go here. Go to show. Just make sure for these animation, it shows. Since we are going to be hiding it later on. Okay, that's for balance. That's fine, that's fine. Continue. I think we'll just use the default, but since we don't have that animation... Yeah, Japanese Plum Tree Panic was such an amazing song. What we're going to do now is take care of the rest of the animations, which would be walk, run, dash, spring, dash, spring, hover, fling, breathe, hurt, slide, death, and drown. And then we're gonna have it be... We're gonna have fly. I'll have this be contains. And then we're gonna have swim. We don't need anything extra here. We're just gonna hide this. We're going to add a event group and mark this Tails' Tails. There we go. So now those tail animations work fine. You can push against the wall just fine. You can balance. You can spring. You can spin dash. You can do just about anything. Although, for most animations that use these, they're a bit faster, so I'm going to set these to 8. There you go. Now we can jump around, and Tails works basically perfectly fine. You can jump around, have fun, do whatever. I wouldn't say Palm Tree Panic is my favorite trick either from CD, although it is a really good song. We are going to edit one thing about these sprites, actually, now that I think about it. To fit in with Sonic 1, when it came to its sprites, when it were like going fast, like you see this on the blurring of Sonic's shoes. But when they were going fast, they'd go more towards like a more skin tone color. But since these are for his tail spinning, we're gonna have it be towards more of a... Never mind, that's a bit harsh. So... Okay. There we go. And now we're gonna set it to this yellow. And grab the darker yellow there. There we go. Stardust Speedway is an amazing song. Put those in. There we go. Should be consistent. So Sonic, he's got the blurring on his shoes, and Tails, as it loads, he's got the blurring, like, color smearing, whatever you want to call it, on his tails. Bad Future was amazing. And we can still get her, still dye his tails, stuff like that. One thing I did notice... I know one of these had flashing in it. Ring stationary. Player animations is not flashing. Okay. But it's not flashing. Add a standard event for... No, not a repeat. We just wanted a normal event. We go here, standard event. Up there. So if player is flashing... what is the flashing speed here? Okay. We're just gonna copy that. And put it on player effects. Paste. The player effects. Flash. 0. Go here, if you're not flashing, I'm going to stop. Then we're going to make one more event. So that'd be standard event. Animation contains this. And we're going to grab OR. Our OR statement. And then we're going to add this. So if they're not visible, but they cannot be flashing. We're gonna have to, oops. Here. We go standard event. Don't worry, there's not that much activity. And feel free to leave, when you need to. I'm not, like, holding you hostage or anything. So don't feel like I am. See you later, Ethan. Just thinking how I should do this. Okay. So, if I'm correct, we will take a hit. The tails do not follow us. Oh, because it creates a new frame. Oh, every single time, too. Once it creates. Okay. Okay. Take our hit. I think our tails were flashing with us at the same time. They were not. It's because of the show and stuff. What we're gonna do is it's not flashing because it's constantly being told to show. We're gonna have to grab a standard event, grab this, and make it trigger once. Now, over, and there we go. Okay. Make sure if this works or not. So when we're being damaged, the kills should flash too. And they do. Not perfectly, but they flash. it's not like it's the end of the world either, that they're not flashing at the same speed. But we can do one thing. Where instead of having this, we have it to where... No, back up. Hide. Instead of player animations of being flashing, it'll just check for its visibility. And of course, these would trigger once, so it's not constantly going. I'm gonna add the delete object to this little part we're going here. So when we get hit, they flash out basically at the same time. And that's what we want. So now basically, besides his abilities, Tails is fully here. Don't mind him having the peel out. That is our little secret. And I find that really funny that he has the peel out. And of course he dies, just like Sonic. So, that is done. Okay. We were working on springs last time we were here. Orientation's up. Orientation is down. Set to spring force times -1. Left. The horizontal speed. We got right. All caps right. There we go. And times that by normal 1. There we go. Change the conditions for the side ones to have it be player collision is pushing a platform. Okay. Hello, Markiplier montage fan. Welcome to the stream. We're just, the stream series is of me remaking Sonic 1 inside of GDevelop. There's nothing too special, but me doing this is able to, allows me to show this process to everyone. I'm gonna set that to 8. I feel like it should be flashing a bit faster. So, in theory, we can have a spring here too. Flip it vertically, horizontally, that's what we want. This is orientation, it is going to bounce you to the left. Will be negative. Left is negative, right is positive. So we get sent once we hit it, but if we're standing on it, we're fine. And so boing. Now pretty much we could bounce wherever we want. All of our springs. Add this. Player animations. Look horizontally. Yes. And bring this down for no. So, like, we can change the color of the spring. And, like, we're fine. For the most part. No, we don't rotate this. We only flip it horizontally if needed. So that would be... that. There we go. So now this time, we stand on it, and it's a bit better. Now we can run around and jump his tails. But one thing, it's because since we hit a wall, it stops us from rolling. But we can go into roll and go to where it makes us stop rolling. I'd go into players, pushing, inverted, platform being springs. We can set this to and. And only when the variable of orientation is equal to left or right. There we go. Okay. I'm sure if you're not pushing on the springs, but we still get knocked out of our roll. So we'll leave it how it is for now. But later we can like fix it. It won't be that hard to do. I just don't want to do it at this exact moment. So we're gonna grab other types of springs. We're gonna grab a vertical one. To make this red. This would be down. Force, I'm not grabbing the exact variable, but we will take care of that shortly. But if it's down, it would be if player collision is just touching. object springs. And not get high enough to touch it. We're gonna bring it down a tiny bit. There we go. Just right over our head, ominously. Because I didn't do all caps. Now we see that works. But since how there is no like down-facing springs in Sonic 1, it's a bit broken. And plus you just have to collide with it. But how it is right now, it's fine. We don't have to worry about it too much. We just go flying. Okay, we can remove the spring. I'm gonna build out this level a bit more. Two. We want to add 2 variables. Copy. Add this to spikes. Oh, I already got those on here. We do not have them on springs, though. Even though they are in ground, they are not in ground collisions. Whoops. There we go. So, you can push on it, and you can balance on this one. There we go. Let's see how that works. Yep, we can now balance on this spring. And we can push on this spring. And then move this tunnel section up a bit more. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And probably should box the player in. Balance through. Grab this one, which is false. Forward by 2. Bring this all the way across. There we go. Now we got a little safety nest. But now we can see how this works with overlapping collisions. I can balance here on this side, but I do not balance on this side of it. Good to know. We go over here. We cannot balance on this side because it is overlapped with a one that we cannot balance. But yeah. Yeah, we're pretty far along. We could bounce, we could take damage, we could do about anything. As long as it is in our little capabilities. But we've gone pretty far. That was a interesting thing I did, where I hit the spring as I was jumping. So it put me... I gotta time this properly. So it put me in the spring animation, which it's not supposed to do. But that's because we have it to... It sets us into the spring animation for these. So we'll just remove that and carry on. Since we removed it, it can no longer put us in the spring animation. If I were to hit it. Yeah. Works like magic. We could roll. We could do a lot of things. So, originally this stream, I was planning on just adding... finishing up the springs and possibly adding badniks, but we replaced that with tails.